the guy that you got in an accident with is suing you. And I was like, what? Good day everyone and welcome to today's video. So I am in a new setup, as you can see. I have like one of my oldest lenses on my camera. It's like the wide angle back when I had Totoros on each side of me. Here I am, I'm back and I'm ready to go. So anyways, as you can tell from the title of this video, I'm going to be talking about the time that I was sued. And honestly, just thinking about it, I'm really upset. I was like, what am I gonna make a video about today? Oh, I could do a story time. And I was like, but do I have any good stories? And I was like, oh, I know just the story to tell. Honestly, it was so freaking frustrating. Okay, anyways, let's start from the beginning. So I had just gotten a brand new car. I had Prius, her name was Satsuki. She was good, she was great, but her time had passed. So I got like a 3-year lease on a car and I was so excited. I was like, oh my god, this is like the nicest like thing I've ever like purchased before. Like I was so like cautious and nervous. I was like, oh my god, like should I do this? Can I do this? I don't know. So I splurged, gifted myself a nice car to travel around this crazy city of Los Angeles, and yes, it is fucking crazy. Okay, so anyways, it was a week later after I had gotten this lease, and there I am driving in Santa Monica, the cursed land of drivers, and I'm on this like, it was like this road that was construction, and it was like not like a major highway. It was like you can go like max 30 miles per hour type of road. So there I am, there's like a bit of construction, there's like these barriers between the two lanes for like a big portion of the road. So I turn onto this road with the construction and there's a car in front of me. And so we're both driving like pretty slow, like under the speed limit. And so the barriers start like going lower and lower until there isn't any more barriers and it just leaves this double yellow line. And there's kind of like a second lane on the right for where people can park. There's meters going on all down the road. So I'm behind him, paying full attention, observing the road ahead of me. I noticed that there is construction, probably like a half mile down at the set of lights, and there was like a road closed. So there was gonna be like some sort of like issue with the ways of where we were going. It was probably gonna direct us in a different way. So, all of a sudden, the guy in front of me must not have known that I was behind him or whatever. He like starts pulling off to the side and I'm like still driving the same speed. I'm like kind of like braking. And so he's like pulling off to like where you can like park for meters and stuff. And so I'm still traveling. And then all of a freaking sudden, this idiot just decides to, oh, I'm just gonna pull a U-turn because he clearly saw the construction up ahead and didn't want to have to deal with it. So here he is, here I am, and he just decides to do a freaking U-turn. So he goes like this, whoopity whoopity whoop, and literally like my car was already like close to him, so like I didn't have like however much space you're supposed to like have at a point when someone stops because this mother trucker was pulling off to the side. So anyways, what happens is like his car collides with my right side and his left. So it's kind of like this. Let's pretend that these are the cars. So based on the pictures and what has happened, this is very clearly his fault. Like, how would someone who's driving behind someone hit the front of someone's car if they weren't doing something they shouldn't have been doing? Which it's illegal. Like, you can't do a U-turn over a double yellow line. Like, you have to wait till you get to the set of lights to turn your car around, if it even says you can. You can't just go over a double yellow line and be like, oh, I'm just gonna car across. So anyways, he collides with my car and I'm like so flustered. I was like, it happened so quick. Like I was like, oh my god, what's going on? It wasn't even that fast of a collision. Honestly, I think at that point, by that point we were like 15, 20 miles per hour, maybe less, I don't know. And so he we shut off our cars, we get out, and he's like so apologetic. He's like, oh man, I'm so sorry. And he was like older, like maybe in his like 50s or something. And so I was like, oh, sweet older man, like this is so sad. He crashed into me. So he's like profusely apologizing, taking all the blame. He's like, man, this is my fault. Like I shouldn't have like pulled a Yui. And I was like, it's okay, like it's fine, like this stuff happens. I was a little upset because I just got the car, but I wasn't gonna bring that up. And he was like pretty sweet and nice in person, so I didn't really know what to do. This was like the first accident I had ever been in. So I called the police and I was like, hey, I was just in an accident, like I don't know what to do. Can someone come here? Literally, Los Angeles police are the worst when it comes to accidents. They're like, well, is anyone injured there? And I was like, no, but like, we were in a car accident, like, can you come to the scene of the damn crime? And they're like, no, you can take care of it yourself. And I was like, what? Like, where I come from on the East Coast, like if you get in a car accident, the police come to the scene to observe. And I'm so mad that they didn't because of what ends up happening. So we end up exchanging information. I take photos of the scene because I'm like, this is so like bizarre. Like I just know that I'm gonna need this for evidence just in case, God forbid, anything goes wrong. So we exchange information. My car has to get towed because like his car like crashing into my like front wheel like bent it. So it has to get towed and get sent off, which ended up sending it to probably the absolute worst freaking auto body shop in America. They ended up having my car for 4 months. 4 freaking months. This car that I just got a week before was gone for 4 months. I had a freaking rental car and it was honestly hell. It was so sad. First world problems, I know, but it was such a hassle. So anyways, like, I called my insurance company that day as well. They got all the information from him, all the information they needed from me, and then like, I think like a couple weeks later, they finally asked for my side of the story. I told them exactly what I told you guys, and then a month later, I find out that I have lost the case because technically, because I was behind him, it is my fault that this collision happened. Even though he took an illegal turn in front of me, which caused the collision, somehow that turned into me. Now I'm curious from you guys. Let me know, because in my brain, I'm like, oh, I'm not at fault. But let me know from you guys, your experience, what you know. For someone who does an illegal U-turn, I have the pictures that show where the collisions happened. How is it my fault that I'm responsible for this? I don't know. Honestly, couldn't tell you. I find out that I'm at fault. I freak out, I'm like so confused. I'm like, what? Wait, what? How the heck? He admitted to me at the scene that it was him and was like so apologetic. By the way, he got on the phone at the scene and was like talking to his wife and was like, oh man, I really screwed up, Margaret. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. We don't have the right insurance. We're gonna be so screwed. And clearly, Margaret or someone in the family knew how to tell him to twist the story. Because no police officer came to the scene, it was like my side of the story versus him. So clearly the insurance company is gonna believe a 50-plus-year-old man versus a 3-year-old boy about a car accident. So I got so freaking screwed and I was like, no, this is not fair. And I was like complaining to my insurance company, like, this is what happened, how is it my fault? And then they explained like, oh, because you were behind him, it's your fault. And I was like, but still, like, he was doing an illegal turn. And so like, I felt so defeated and like, I didn't have like a chance. So I never like felt like I could fight it again because my own insurance company was telling me that I couldn't. So the story doesn't end there. 5 months later, I get a call from my insurance and they're like, So the accident that you happen to have, we were just wondering if you got served anything at your door. And I was like, served? What are you talking about? They're like, yeah, the guy that you got in an accident with is suing you. And I was like, what? How? Who? What? When? Where? Why? What the heck? Like, what could he be suing me for? And they're like, he has like back damage now, and he's been having to go to the chiropractor and all these things. And I was like, but it was his mistake from the beginning. This mother was trying to take advantage of the situation because he won, which he should have been more than happy with, because my insurance had to pay for not only my car, but his car too. And now he's trying to take even more advantage and come after me and try and sue me for money. And I was like freaking out. This caused so much stress in my life just because like knowing that someone like wants to sue you and like you don't really, like this was the first time this has ever happened. So it was really, really scary. So I'm like literally just waiting to get served this like document that says that I'm being sued. And finally it got like settled with my like insurance. So I guess if you get in car accidents, your insurance covers X amount. So I didn't personally get like sued. Thank God my insurance covered it, but that totally screwed up my insurance for a long time because this guy like just kept pushing and pushing, and that like makes me so mad because a lot of people in America do this. Like if you get in a car accident, like people try suing for like the craziest things here. So it's a pretty scary country to live in. So anyways, that got taken care of, and then a whole bunch of other things like have still trickled down from that whole situation. Like my license got suspended because I never filed with the DMV a like crash report, which I thought I did, which happened, like I got my license suspended like probably a year and a half later. So it was like so bizarre, and then I had to go through this whole thing of like going to the courthouse to pay for it, and then what else did I have to do? I had to go to the DMV and wait in these crazy long lines, and it was just hell. The whole experience was hell. I hated it. So what I learned from this story, and I hope that you guys can too, is record. Like take your phone out, because if I had recorded this guy admitting to like what had happened, and also like before you talk about like your side of the story of what had happened, like make sure like you talk to someone before. I didn't, because I thought, oh, like obviously like this guy already admitted to it, like there's no way it could be my fault. So like be very cautious with the words you say and the wording. I feel like somewhere in what I said made it so it didn't like, I don't know, make it not my fault. And he probably had coaching, he probably has done this before, he knew exactly what to say to make it seem like it was my fault. So it was very frustrating. In the end, he won, but karma is a bitch, and who knows whatever happened to him. So yeah, that was that story. Just wanted to share it. It sucks, but what can you do? Life moves on. I actually feel better sharing that story. So if you guys enjoyed it and you want to hear more Storytime videos of me getting really upset or really happy or really sad, give this video a thumbs up, and if it gets 70,000 likes, I will do another Storytime video. And until next time, I love you. I will see you all tomorrow. Good damn bye.
Uh-oh. Idiot. Idiot. That's it.
I'm not by.
Mom! He surprised me so hard!
Are you dead or alive?
I'm alive for now.
Are you living?